Welcome to another version of the Basketball Enthusiast. Today we're going to talk about the playoffs in general. Then we're going to talk about the playoffs and the younger teams showing importance of having vets. And then we're just going to talk about all the playoff teams in general. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Basketball Enthusiasts, let's talk about the younger teams and the having vets.
It's very important for teams to have veteran players on their team, especially teams like the Minnesota Timberwolves, who were in the playoffs previously, who they had a lot of turnovers and they seemed to make a lot of not smart plays where they turned the ball over too many times. And it's important to have a vet because a veteran player a veteran player would bring the calming effect to the team. So when they get in certain playoff moments, they know how to calm themselves down and be smarter on their shot selection.
Right.
So it's very important to have that, and a lot of teams, as we've noticed, have they seem to have pushed a lot of the veterans or the older players out of the league, which I don't know why, because there's still a place for vets in the NBA.
Okay, are there any other teams that you can say that with? What about teams like the Kings, the Hornets? You know, what teams do you think exactly or have a need for vets?
The Memphis Grizzlies are a team specifically. The Charlotte Hornets are another one. The Sacramento Kings, they do have a vet in Harrison Barnes, which was a good pickup by their team. I think it was back in the 2020 season. They had picked up Harrison Barnes, so he's been there now for 2 or 3 years. So that was a good pickup to help the younger guys like De'Aaron Fox and the new guy that they drafted. Not only De'Aaron Fox, but Davion Mitchell. And they have a lot more younger guys like Rashard Holmes and others on that team. So they have vets with the experience that they can go to. But but a lot of the other teams, they could use those type of vets on their team. They don't have them to go to. Guys like Harrison Barnes or guys like Rondo, who are very important vets to talk to and can give them advice.
Okay, let's talk about all the teams in the playoffs currently. The Warriors, Grizzlies, Suns, Mavericks, Heat, Sixers, Bucks, and Celtics. We can start with any one of those. How do you think well, specifically, we can start with the Celtics. How do you think the new coach is doing with this Celtics team?
Ime Udoka he's doing a really good job with this Boston Celtics team. I was telling people, I have put multiple times on YouTube under some Celtics videos I saw were from the official YouTube channel, and other people, I was saying I had a really good feeling about Ime Udoka, and I've been proven right so far. That he is a really good coach. He had been a assistant, I believe it was for 4 or 5 years, under Greg Popovich, who's a very obviously well-known coach, future Hall of Famer. So Ime learned a lot from watching him. You can tell by his coaching style.
Okay, what about the Warriors? What do you think how they're doing this season?
The Warriors have looked a lot better than I expected coming into this season. They last year they were in the play-in tournament, and they nearly made the playoffs, but they ended up losing to the Lakers and the Grizzlies, who both made the playoffs that year.
Okay, and the Grizzlies, since you just mentioned them.
The Grizzlies have shocked a lot of people. I didn't think they were going to be the number 2 or the 3rd seed in the Western Conference. I was thinking coming into the year, the Grizzlies will probably be the 6th spot. I was thinking the 6th or the 5th spot. I was thinking the Warriors would be number 2. Number 3 will probably be the Lakers or the Jazz, but the Lakers obviously didn't play well enough to get there.
Okay, the Suns and the Mavericks.
And Phoenix is exactly what I expected them to be after watching them last year. So nothing's really surprising me about Phoenix, but I am surprised about the Dallas Mavericks being a top 4 seed in the Western Conference. Again, I thought the Grizzlies and the Mavs, because they were younger teams, they were going to be fighting for the 6th or 5th, the 6th, probably 7th or 5th spot in the Western Conference. But thanks to the great coaching of Jason Kidd, Luka Doncic and the Mavericks have been playing excellent defense as a team, which I never thought I'd say about the Dallas Mavericks.
Okay, the Heat and the Sixers.
The Miami Heat, I did not expect them to be the number 1 spot in the Eastern Conference. I was thinking they would be number 3 or 4. I was thinking maybe the Bucks, possibly the Nets, and the Celtics would be the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd seeds in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, Brooklyn, got eliminated a few weeks ago. They didn't have enough pieces that they needed defensively, and also didn't have the right coach. So that was one of the reasons. But that doesn't undermine what the Celtics have done. No, they deserve to be where they're at. They played obviously very well as a basketball team.
The Sixers.
The 76ers, I was never really high on the Sixers because now, even without Joel Embiid, the 76ers don't have a good bench. And in the NBA, you can't just win with just your starters. You have to have a solid bench. Because if you don't have a solid bench, you're gonna tire out Joel Embiid and James Harden. Like, they're your stars. They're supposed to show up when you call upon them, but at the same time, they need breaks as well. There's certain times when Doc Rivers or whoever has to bench them and sit them on the sidelines. They can't be playing. But I really blame that on Daryl Morey. He didn't get the pieces that he should have in the off season, and it's really hurting the 76ers right now. They have right now the 76ers are struggling with bench scoring. They don't have the guys they need off the bench, like Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris can only give you so much, but it would have made more sense. There were guys who were free agents that could have been bought out, like guys like a DJ Augustine, who ended up signing with the Lakers. He would have been a good player that they could have picked up. And guys like Goran Dragic, who ended up going to the Nets. Those type of players could have really helped Philadelphia, but for whatever reason, they were never picked up by the team.
Okay, and let's sum this up with the Bucks. How's Giannis doing this season?
Giannis has been playing pretty well. His team has surprised me with no Chris Middleton. Excuse me, the way they have they play it now. They did beat the Chicago Bulls, which was a team they were supposed to beat when they clearly had the better talent between the two teams. So they were supposed to beat them, but they surprised me and a lot of people with the way they played the Celtics defensively. Now Giannis, you know what you're gonna get from Giannis on a nightly basis. For the most part, he'll give you 25 to 27 points a night with 13 rebounds and 7 to 8 assists. And Giannis actually didn't play that well. He kind of struggled against them, but he did the other stuff that allowed his team to win. He grabbed a lot. He grabbed a lot of rebounds, and he also dished out, I believe it was 8 or 9, or not even 9. I think it was 10 assists. So Giannis did the other stuff that was necessary for his team to win. So his team, so you could tell his team benefited from him doing the little stuff. It really helped out the Bucks.
All right, and that about sums it up for today. Thank you for joining us. So I just wanted to touch on the playoffs and the different teams and how well their playoff season is going. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a beautiful day.